Dun, 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 dun. All right, we actually hit the recording button this time. Joan and Triana here,
Hi.
and welcome to our conversation about the moon, the moon noon. Okay, that gives you an idea of what this is gonna be like today, of the new moon in Scorpio, Friday, November 1st. So we will have just witnessed trick or treat the night before. And then we go into the new moon. And I thought, what I sort of like to do is have kind of an overarching, like what's kind of a theme or something that brings us together. So a cool guy, Radleigh Valentine, just brought out his new affirmation cards. And the one I picked for today looks like this. And for the new moon, I always think of new beginnings. It's like a do-over. I think of a blank slate. You know, it's pitch dark. You're waiting for the moon to light your way. And what do you want to begin again? What is that energy? So we're in the magical sign of Scorpio, who I think does a lot of work in the dark. Okay. And here's the affirmation. Today, I will take one step in the right direction. Every thoughtful action brings me closer to my dreams. So that's our theme for this call. And Triana and I named this, okay, let's see if I get it right, Moon, Myth, and Mythology. So we're going to just talk a little bit about, Triana, why don't you tell us first, when you think of Scorpio, what comes to mind?
Well, interestingly enough, with my background in mythology, I think of Scorpio as in Greek mythology. Um, Scorpio is famous, for instance, for its stinger and for getting you when you're not ready for it or when you're not looking. And in Greek mythology, Achilles is known for the weak heel, and Achilles was stung. Well, the whole thing about Achilles was dipped in fire by his mother to protect him, and his mother hung on to his heel to dip him in the protective fire. But where she held him did not get into the fire, so was therefore not protected. Well, Achilles was battling the giant scorpion and was not winning the fight, turned to run, and the scorpion stung him in his heel and killed him. So Scorpio knows where to hit. And that's, in a nutshell, the definition of Scorpio. You don't mess with them. And you certainly don't turn to run either. And with Scorpio, you want to handle them gently if you make them mad. But Scorpios can also be very loyal. They are also the observers and the recorders. They don't necessarily participate. They will watch. They do not forget. So that's a good thing to remember about Scorpio. They don't forget anything. And the day that the new moon is falling on the 1st, is the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. And that is a very potent day because the veil is thin anyway. So what I would expect of that day would be amazing dreams, kind of a feeling of a deepening of the mystery of that particular day, November the 1st. And Halloween, or All Saints Day, is it, or All Hallows Day? I always think of the
All Hallows Eve, is it?
All Hallows Eve is Halloween, right? And then And then that's, well, in Celtic mythology, All Hallows Eve is the eve of Samhain, which is on November the 1st, the Celtic New Year. So in mythology, the whole time around November the 1st is very, very important. They have bonfires on the night of the 31st because they consider that to be the darkest night of the year. And to appease their ancestors, they would have bonfires to light the way. And they would also put out food for their ancestors, which the Latino culture does as well. On a special altar, they put everything their ancestors liked on an altar. And so it's a time of honoring ancestors and going deep within yourself to honor the ancestors that brought you to who you are now. And I love the saying that we are the product of thousands of years of love. So that's where this new moon brings us, is going deep in and really looking at who we are and also letting go of who we are not. And Scorpio will find out who we are not very quickly. So that'll bring it up to the surface, because that's also what Scorpio does, is it goes deep and shoves stuff up to the surface.
Yeah, you know, and when I think of Scorpio too, that was just awesome. I love hearing the mythology part. You're so good at this, Triana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the part that I was kind of looking at. So for me, I find I have good friends who, you know, people I love very, very close to me who are Scorpios, and I have acquaintances. And of all the signs in the zodiac, I've not found a sign as brutal as a Scorpio. For me personally, I find their stinger to be a lethal weapon. Because when I think of Scorpios, I think of their ability to feel so deeply. And as an Aquarian, I'm the thinker, I'm detached. So emotionally, I mean, that's only one aspect of ourselves. But I just find that working with emotions where Scorpios are so fluid, in that way, I am not. I come at it from a completely different perspective. And so it can be easy to have a mix, like a mixed message or a mismatch. However, when aligned beautifully with a Scorpio, absolute effortless magic. But I find that Scorpio is here for my healing. And you know what I wrote down was the shadow part of ourselves. And just doing this, so classic. All of a sudden my throat's going just when I even talk about it. But you know, it's exploring, you know, the side that we maybe wouldn't want someone to know about ourselves, or parts of ourselves we're maybe not the proudest of. I find that Scorpio season for me feels like the biggest emotional challenge I go through is for the year, the Scorpio season. And that could just be me, the way I do it. I mean, do you find for other people that that is also true, Triana?
Yeah, I do actually. Scorpio can be very difficult to deal with in that way. They are intimidating without meaning to be, because they do see at that depth. So the whole thing around Scorpio is no fear. If you have no fear within yourself, you have nothing to fear from a Scorpio. But the deal with Scorpio is, yes, they're a water sign, but they're focused like a fire hose, where the Aquarian energy is everywhere. And a Scorpio will take that and focus on one aspect and take aim and fire. And that's kind of the Scorpio and Aquarius don't do well together as far as sun signs go. And this particular new moon the ones that will feel it the most will be the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, of course, and Pisces. So a Cancer will feel deep emotions. The Pisceans will feel also deep emotions, which they feel anyway, but they'll be more focused rather than broad. And the fixed signs of Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, they'll be the ones that'll be, you had said earlier, most vulnerable, but they will be the ones that'll feel the punch from this new moon.
Okay, this is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards for each one. And what I wrote down too about is sort of like the time, just for sort of my notes as to what might be things to like consider at this time. First, I was thinking about the shadow and its opportunity for exploring and maybe, shining light on what's hidden and bringing love to that, lighten it up. And then remembering that intention is everything, that how we go about that with what our intention is. I think it's a really good time for self-improvement to maybe look at some of our habits around that. And I think it's really important. You hit on something that made me just think about it, about no fear. For some reason, when I come up to this time of year with Scorpio, it triggers the past fears or pains that I had within me. And I'm so glad you said what you said, because I've been doing a great deal of work. I mean, I'm always trying to work and understand and cleanse, etc. And I am not the person who was triggered by that. But this is so funny. My whole life, I'm still carrying awareness of those fears. Even though that's not how I think I'm acting, Scorpio lets me know where the residue lies. Or,
Yeah.
what hasn't been done yet. But I love that. So I like the non-judgmental, because, cheers to the Scorpios and all the magic, that you bring, and the challenges, because, we're all learning and growing to understand. And here's my $1 million question for you.
Okay.
I don't know why this is difficult for me to understand, but I thought, let's give it another shot. So I've often been told by astrologers that basically, when you look at the zodiac, all 12 energies each of us have within us. However, when I look at my chart and I'm looking at the ones that we're working with, I have some that are missing. They're not plotted on my birth chart. Can you explain how the 12 signs, how we happen to have all 12 signs are a part of us, regardless of what, I mean, the chart might say, I mean, we have it, the influence by the moon as it changes each month, etc. But does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah, it does. The reason why is because of the 12 houses of the chart, and each house is an area of life. And whatever sign is on that house rules that house. So,
Okay, that was it.
yeah.
Who's the ruler of? Okay. Thank you. Goddess Triana. I needed that one. I don't know why I've been going at this like 10 million ways, and I'm going, why is this just going right over my head? Okay. So who's ruling the house? I'm
Right.
always trying to figure out who's ruling the house. Okay. So let's do, we'll do some cards for that's I think we'll do it for the water signs, and then we'll do for the fixed signs who are going to be the most triggered. And so we'll just pull a card. So, ooh, silly Joan didn't bring a deck up. Hold on 1 second. So, go deeper. That's for this new moon. Go deeper, which really reflects what we've been talking about. Let me see if I have a deck right here, if I need to go grab one. Well, I think this is who's going to play today. Okay. Fun. Everything's always intentional. Remember, Joan, it's self-improvement time. Is this what I want to do? Hold on 1 second. I think I need to make it so it's really, really easy for people. So chat about something and I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, one of the things about a new moon is the new moon as opposed to the full moon is the full moon is for discovery because it shines into the corners that may be hiding things. The new moon actually is where things hide, and one can dwell in those things without fear of discovery, sort of. And that's the time to take inventory. And this new moon, especially in Scorpio, will help you find those things that you need to take inventory of. You don't need to take action right away on those things, but be aware of them. And the Scorpio energy of this new moon will help you have that awareness of what you need to let go of during this time.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you. I just wanted to use a deck I use every day. And suddenly, sorry, I've been on vacation for a couple of days and I'm still on island time. My mind is like, I'm trying to get the gears. So we're a little bit slow, guys. But when
Well, there are other energies up in the heavens that are affecting you, Joan. It's affecting everybody. So don't feel alone in that.
yeah, it's like nice warm mud, just slow and easy. Well, and when I think of the new moon, it's a time for restoring hope. And with all the chaos at this time of year, it's going on and within ourselves, in our family, in our relationships, perhaps in our business, in our country, in the world, we're entering a new life cycle. And it's an opportunity to restore hope. And it's a chance for making new wishes and beginning again. And our focus is we're going to be non-judgmental. We're going to analyze, we're going to notice how we take care of ourselves. Is there anything we need to change? And then let's look at, okay, we want to honor the beautiful sign of Scorpio, which each of us have. Thank you so much. And so check in. You're being honored, or what this moon is highlighting is our ability to be loyal, our ability to be great observers, to be mindful versus forgetful. And looking at the ways we honor our ancestors. So let's do, so for Cancer, okay. Hold on, we're almost there. So Cancer is going to be feeling deep emotions. And for Cancer, it's eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. So that's for Cancer. Scorpio. So Scorpio's working with their deep emotions, and it's time for them to be a little more focused. And Beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. And the last water sign, Pisces. You know what, Triana, before I do that, give me a couple of key words. So Cancer is about deep emotions. Scorpio is deep emotions and more focused. Pisces, it's important to be deep emotions, more focused, and
Oh gosh.
if you were to say two words for them.
Yeah, Pisces. Well, Pisces is so deep feeling as well. Scorpio is focused, Pisces is not. And I emphasize focus with Pisces, but I can't think of a third word for Pisces, really.
Not
Discipline, maybe.
focus and discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, not that anybody watching this could ever have some support for focus and discipline. What do you think?
Now everybody watching this is perfect.
Oh, of course they are. That's why they're here. So on that note, let's see what the flamingo has for us. Embrace the in-between.
Oh, that's perfect for Pisces.
And we have a water bird. I mean, when I was in Provence, I was absolutely fascinated to be among flocks of flamingos, white flamingos. And I only learned that it's when they eat the shrimp that's where they get their color.
I never knew that.
It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. It was so much fun. So let's just see. So for the water signs, embrace the in-between, lay a solid foundation, bring your ideas to life. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we did the water signs. We are now moving on. The fixed signs. Okay, Leo. Spider spirit. Make your dreams real. Aquarius. Rhino spirit. Overcome any obstacle. Taurus. Dear spirit. Bring a gentle touch. And Scorpio. Clear out the clutter. So this moon, to me, is all about going deeper, giving ourselves permission and the grace and the love of going deeper. How about being fearless as we go deeper, guided by love and the light of the moon that shines the way ahead for us, knowing that today I will make one step in the right direction. Every thoughtful action brings me closer to my dreams. And if we were going to start somewhere, what's the place to start? Clear your clutter. And while you're doing it, and as you move forward, bring a gentle touch to all your actions, your feelings, your thoughts. Then you're able to overcome any obstacle, which allows you to make your dreams real. And you can embrace the in-between by laying a solid foundation, and then you can bring your ideas to life. How does that feel to you, Triana?
That feels great to me. That's a really nice string.
Isn't it? And what I've always found in Tai Chi classes too, whenever I teach, I'd have everybody pull a deck. And of course, you go in the order of the people, whichever way you start. And I always found that when I do it in reverse order is where the secret's delivered. When I do it in the forward order, like when I did it in the way that I pulled for each sign, that was about taking action. And when I do it in the reverse, it gives me that inward spiritual feel, like that inner knowing, that inner guidance. Here's how the order went. Bring your ideas to life, lay a solid foundation, and embrace the in-between. Make your dreams real, overcome any obstacle, bring a gentle touch, clear out the clutter. When I read that, to me, that's a nice collection of cards. But if you happen to be Taurus, the best part of this reading for you might be bring a gentle touch. You don't need all the other stories, just goes to whichever sign I was reading. But for the overall, to me, the flavor that gives you the ooh la la magic, clear out the clutter. That's like the starting point. But bring a gentle touch. Be gentle with yourself, with your possessions, with all of your practices, being gentle with you so you can be gentle with the world. You can overcome any obstacle. Know that. What if it's time to make your dreams real? Embrace the in-between. Dreams are not here, but you have the dream and you're moving kind of in between it. Well, if you want to do something different, what is one thing? Lay a solid foundation. And once you do, you have the ability to bring your dreams to life. So that's the reading. Anything else you want to add?
I think we've covered it, Joan.
I do too. The only other thing I can say, the full moon is in Taurus. How do you say Taurus or Taurus?
I say Taurus, but
Taurus. The full moon in Taurus happens November 15th. So the Triana and Joan show will be back again in 2 weeks. And if you like the content that we're sharing of just chit-chatting, pour a cup of tea, kick back and just see what we have to say. Be sure to subscribe, and that way you'll know whenever we post something. And if you're on my musings list from my website, you can just join mountaintopmusings.com. I'll just link it right below. And in my newsletter, I always let you know when this is happening. So that's something. And if you like it, we would really appreciate letting us know, because we're creating this for you. I mean, Tran and I can just chat and do this for ourselves, which is fun. But I just thought you might really appreciate it. So that's why I wanted to make that possible for you. But if you like it, please give us a thumbs up, because what ends up happening, I'm not too tech savvy, but if you do that, then YouTube will know, oh, somebody's actually watching this. And then maybe there'll be another person Or if you have a friend you think who might appreciate this, please share it with them. We would love that. And if you want to contact Triana, her information is below, and mine is as well. And Triana's happy to do astrology readings and charts for you. And I'm happy to work with the energy that nurtures mind and body and creates more harmony in our lives. So that's the scoop of the day. Have a great month. Sorry, the words. I'm in slow-mo from the body to the mind today. So from Triana and me, have a great one. Take care,
Bye.
and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye for now.